Tell me if this sounds familiar. You sit down to work on one thing and within 20 minutes you've got 4 other ideas. You have like 1 million tabs open. You've started a voice note, sending an email, invoice run. Listen, so many things, and you've lost the thread of what you were doing. Now, by the end of the day, you've been busy 8-9 hours, and the kicker is you've actually finished almost nothing. Does this sound familiar? If you have multiple passions and if your brain moves fast and finds connections everywhere, this is probably your everyday experience. Definitely, I've experienced this multiple times. This video, I want to tell you something important about it. It's not because you're too creative or too ambitious, you just have a cognitive load problem. And once you understand what's actually happening, you can fix it. Yeah, once you get what's happening in your brain, you can fix it. I'll give you an example. I run a publishing company. I'm 3 years into a PhD. I teach mathematics. I write. I play the keyboard. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm a daughter. I'm so many things to so many people, right? And for the long time, I thought exhaustion was the price I had to pay for doing a lot. But trust me, it's not. It's just because it was all badly sequenced. Now, before we go into that, I'm going to explain what cognitive load is. It's to do with your working memory, the part of your brain that's doing the active thinking. It has a very limited capacity, right? Now, John Sweller, he's the one who developed the cognitive load theory. We use this a lot in education. He described it as the total mental effort being used at any given moment. So like your computer, your laptop, it's like the RAM on it. Yeah? The more tabs you have open, the slower your computer gets. Trust me, I know. I have so many tabs open all the time. And eventually, it crashes. So it probably restarts. Now for us, multipotentialists, we are running like that. Because by design, that's how our minds work. We have multiple tabs open all the time. But listen, the problem is not the tabs actually. It's just that we're trying to work across all the tabs at the same time. Now again, something else we talk about in education is task switching, and this is where it starts to get expensive. Research shows that switching between your tasks can cost you 40%, up to 40% of your productivity, of your productive time. 40%. And this is not because switching is hard, it's just because of the cost of switching. There's a mental residue that stays on your brain when you switch your task and you're trying to start the next one. This is something my guy in Newport, he talks about, quite a lot. It addresses this as your attention residue. So when you move from task A to task B, part of your brain is actually still on A. So B only gets a fraction of you, not the whole thing. Now think of that times a whole day of constantly switching. Probably not just A and B, probably A, B, C, D, back to A, back to E. That email, the idea, Instagram, LinkedIn, to your project, your client message, your new idea. So many things. You've never fully arrived anywhere and nothing has got your full attention. Nothing's got your full brain. It also hits us more than most because our brains are actually wired this way. We're not doing it on purpose. Nobody wants to be scattered. We're designed to spot things instantly. We get excited by ideas mid-task. We know what the links are here and there. And that's where innovation comes from. That's where our original thinking comes from. But if we have no structure around it, then the wiring becomes the trap. And every new connection pulls us off track. Every new idea interrupts the work we're doing. And we spend the day in permanent state of half focus. Emily Wapnick, the lady who coined the term multipotentiality, she talks about this as one of the central challenges for our time, right? So the ability to hold many things is our gift. We've got many things that we can do, but without systems, they become the same things that hold us back. Now, I've had days where I've moved between writing part of my PhD to a client brief to, a lesson plan. Nothing actually meaningful came through in any of them. And that's not because I wasn't trying. I was trying my hardest. I was so frustrated. But my brain actually never fully arrived. Anyway. And here is also another thing that surprised me the most. Research shows that it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully return to a task. 23 minutes. If you're checking your phone every, say, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that means you're never fully present in what you're doing. And mathematically, that's not even possible. So I'm trying to write a paper and I'm picking my phone up every 5, every 10 minutes. I'm just never going to actually have full concentration on what I'm doing. And so for us with multiple projects, ideas, passions, platforms running simultaneously, that interruption rate is much higher. Which means that the work that actually requires our full brain, which is the writing, the thinking, the creating, almost never gets it. Almost never gets it. So the book I'm writing now, it only moves when I close everything else. So I'm not going to be doing any emails, any Slack, no checking of anything. And it's not because I'm the most disciplined person. Trust me, I love to go with the flow. But now I know what it costs when I don't discipline myself, when I don't keep on that track when I'm working. So what's the answer? It's not to limit your passions. It's not to do less, like I've said in my previous videos. It's literally to give everything its own container. And that's where time blocking becomes very, very efficient. So it's not just scheduling, but you need to have a separation cognitively. So you're saying, in this hour, I'm only going to write. The PhD does not exist. I'm only writing content. My client's work doesn't exist. The new idea I've just got, I'm just going to write it down and park it. So that way, I'm not suppressing my multiplicity, I'm sequencing it. Everything gets this time, nothing's competing. And finally, everything gets a whole of my brain, not a fraction of it. So it's like those people that love to, arrange their houses. If you watch like the videos, you see they say the way to get your house tidy is for everything to have a compartment. Same thing here. So one thing I'm going to leave you with, the reason task switching is so hard for us is because we're afraid that if we don't follow it now, we'll lose that idea. Now, David Allen in his book, Getting Things Done, he makes note of this as open loops. Now, any idea or task that has not been captured somewhere safe, it sits in your RAM, it sits in your working memory, and it demands your attention. And this, as we know, it compounds the load on your cognitive load, even if you're not doing anything with it. So the fix is simple. You need to have one place where everything goes. A notebook, a voice note. I love the Notes app. Listen, my Notes app is, I know it's probably crazy to someone else, but I love it. It's great. So the idea, once you've captured it in your phone, it's released from your brain. Capture it in your notepad, it's released from your brain. Every idea, every interruption, every what if goes in there, and then your brain is free to go again. So that means that ideas don't disappear. And my focus is on the one thing I'm doing. If I choose to follow that idea in that moment, my focus is gone. So now this sounds very simple, but trust me, it works. It's one of the biggest leverage habits that you can do for yourself as a multipotentialist to get where you need to go to. Trust me, it changes the whole game for you. Because the problem is you're asking your brain to hold on to so many things, a shopping list, running a house, running your business. Just give everything a container. Capture everything that interrupts you and sequence it instead of trying to multitask. Watch what your brain does when you start to do this. Watch how your brain now feels lighter once you show up to one thing at a time. Now I want to hear from you. How are you going to ensure that you have, what are you going to use? Are you going to use a Notes app? Are you going to get a notepad? How are you going to make sure that everything has its own place? And now, if you want to go deeper on building this architecture, I am building resources. You will get links to them. Just stay tuned. Check in the comment sections below. Check in the description below. And you will get access to these resources. I am rooting for you. Just keep going, keep flying high. Looking forward to hearing your great testimonies and stories. Until next time, I'm Sharon Kamalafe, and I'll see you in the next one.